Nagarjuna the Brahmin was from Kahura, a region in the eastern kingdom of Konkana. In his wild youth, he preyed upon the 25,000 households of Kahura, looting and plundering them. His atrocities were so heinous that the community of Brahmins convened and decided to abandon the place, letting the villain reap his own karmic consequences. When Nagarjuna heard of this, he sent messengers to the Brahmins, saying, "Rather than leaving the people without priests, it's better that I depart." He gave away all his wealth to the Brahmins and left to live a life of poverty and wandering. After leaving Kahura, Nagarjuna went to study at Nālandā University and received full monastic ordination in the cool grove near the Mahabodhi temple in Bodh Gaya. At Nālandā, he mastered the 5 sciences and became a renowned teacher. However, he soon grew weary of scholarly preaching and turned to meditative practice, especially the path of Tara. Upon attaining a vision of the deity, he left Nālandā, where he had supported 700 monks, and became a wandering yogin, relying on alms in towns and villages. Still dissatisfied, he would often reflect at night, "My current attainment benefits no one. I must gain the power to help others." With this aspiration, he went to Rajagriha and focused single-mindedly on the practice of the 5 great elemental ḍākinīs. In Rajagriha, he invoked the supreme element goddesses of the 12 directions through mantra practice. On the first day, there was an earthquake. On the second, a flood. On the third, fireballs rained down. On the fourth, a fierce wind howled. On the fifth, blades fell from the sky. On the sixth, Vajra thunder cracked across the heavens. On the seventh, all the elemental ḍākinīs attacked him, but none could make him waver from his unbreakable vow. Eventually, they were summoned by the power of his samadhi and appeared before him. They asked, "What do you want? We will grant your wish." Nāgārjuna replied, "I only ask for enough food each day to sustain myself during retreat." For the next 12 years, they brought him 4 handfuls of rice and 500 handfuls of vegetables daily. After 12 years of ritual practice, Nagarjuna had gained control over 108 elemental ḍākinīs. He decided to fulfill his compassionate intent to benefit beings. His first plan was to transform Mount Gandhahasti into gold. First, he turned the mountain into iron, then into copper. But just as he was about to transform it into gold, the voice of Mañjuśrī Bodhisattva appeared and said, "Nagarjuna, doing this will only lead to increased conflict among people. This is not the way to help sentient beings. Such acts will merely increase their delusions and karmic afflictions." Nagarjuna abandoned the plan and moved on. To this day, Mount Gandhahasti still bears the hue of copper. Continuing his journey to Mount Sri Parvata in the south, Nagarjuna came upon a wide river. He asked some cowherd boys where to find a shallow crossing, but the boys misled him to a dangerous spot with steep banks and crocodiles. Another boy arrived, warned him of the danger, and guided him safely to a shallower place. As they crossed mid-river, Nagarjuna conjured a host of illusory crocodiles that looked ready to attack. The boy shouted, "Don't be afraid. As long as I live, you'll be safe." Hearing this, Nagarjuna dispelled the illusions, and the two safely reached the other side. Nagarjuna said, "You brought me safely across the river. Ask me for anything you wish." "I've heard your name," the boy said, "but never seen you. Let me become a king." Nagarjuna sprinkled water on a shal tree, transforming it into an elephant to serve as his mount. The boy then asked, "Do I need an army?" Nagarjuna promised, "When the elephant trumpets, an army will appear." And so it was. This boy became King Shalabanda, also known as Sharavahana, who ruled over 8.8 million tax-paying households in the land of Bahita. He later married Queen Sindhi and ruled with compassion and justice. Nagarjuna continued to Mount Sri Parvata and meditated in a mountain cave. Years later, King Shalabanda, weary of royal life, remembered his guru and traveled to the mountain to find him. Bowing and circumambulating Nagarjuna, he confessed, "Governing brings few achievements and many frustrations. I wish to give up my kingdom and stay with you forever." Nagarjuna counseled him, "Do not abandon your kingdom. Take this string of jewels as your teacher. It will protect your realm. It will also grant you the nectar of immortality and fearlessness when you die." The king replied, "If I can live with you, I will give up the kingdom and even immortality. If I can't, then I want neither." Though he longed to remain, Nāgārjuna insisted he return. He taught the king the method for alchemically producing the nectar of immortality, which extended the king's life by 100 years. During this time, his kingdom flourished, and even the animals of the mountains lived joyfully, bathed in the light of the Buddha's teachings spread by Nāgārjuna. Eventually, a demon named Sundarananda grew jealous. Ominous signs appeared. Sun and moon lost their light. Crops fell before ripening. Untimely rains and drought struck. Famine and plague spread, and forests withered. Fearing for his guru, King Shalabhanda abdicated the throne to his son Simhakumara and traveled with a small entourage to Mount Sri Parvata. "Why have you come, my son?" Nāgārjuna asked. The king, sorrowful, sang, "Why has misfortune descended upon the people? Why is the Dharma no longer cherished? Why do dark forces rage ever stronger? Why does evil cloud the luminous moon and obscure Mahakarunika, the great compassionate one? Must even the Vajra body of the sacred master undergo decay and death? These ominous signs have brought me here. Please bless us with your compassion." Nagarjuna replied, "All that is born must die, all that arises must cease, all that gathers must scatter. All compounded things are impermanent. Do not let illusions disturb your mind. Drink the nectar of fearlessness." The king lamented, "If you, my guru, no longer live, what use is the nectar of fearlessness to me?" Nagarjuna gave away all his worldly possessions. Then Brahma, in the form of a Brahmin, appeared and requested Nagarjuna's head. The master agreed. Though many cursed the Brahmin's cruel wish, it was to no avail. Nagarjuna was ready to offer his head, but no one could cut it off. At last he found a blade of blessed kusha grass and used it to sever his own head, handing it to the Brahmin. All the trees in the region withered, and human virtue rapidly declined. The 8 elemental ḍākinīs previously summoned by Nagarjuna appeared to guard his remains, and to this day they continue their vigil. After his parinirvana, a beam of light entered the body of his disciple Nagabodhi. Even today, this light glows like moonlight in the night. It is said that when the next Buddha, Maitreya, appears in this world, Nagarjuna will return once more to liberate beings.